Welcome to the Pulse of Spokane. Join us for the latest in news, views, and conversation with community leaders. The Pulse of Spokane is brought to you in part by Homes for You, Well Dressed Walrus, Spokane Firefighters Local 29, Creative Music Learning Center, and North Idaho Events. Now, put your finger on the Pulse of Spokane.
Welcome to the Pulse of Spokane. Kent Adams here. Hope you're having a really good day and getting all your Christmas shopping done. If you need to know what to get me, I'll put it on Facebook and make a list for you, okay? In the meantime, we've got a couple of great guests today that might help you out in a number of ways. First is Sabrina, I can't even get it right, D'Angelo with Anytime Fitness. And I learned about her starting this business and everything else last week, and I wanted her to come on to talk about, she's got a great fitness place out in the Spokane Valley, so we'll talk with Sabrina. And then Michael Williams is coming here, and he's going to talk about the Spokane Civic Theater and a couple of plays that are going to debut in a few weeks. And we'll talk about that, and we're going to give away some tickets for that as well. And then my friend J. David Key is here, and we've got an interesting interview. He's with ASEA. Okay, I don't know why I want to make that more difficult than it is. Redox. And we did an interview earlier with someone that he's worked with in the industry and the effect it's had on their family. So I think you'll find that quite interesting. Next on the Pulse of Spokane.
Here at Creative Music Learning Center, we are dedicated to your learning no matter where you are on your journey. Whether you are a beginner, a casual player, or need some brushing up on technique, we are here for you. When you begin lessons with us, our teachers take the time to understand what kind of learner you are and how we can help you further your knowledge, offering a variety of instruments including piano, guitar, voice, violin, and more. We are here and ready to get started with you.
I had no idea how to be an adult, let alone a mom. I grew up in over 20 foster homes, so I partied to escape. I wanted to change, but I had no idea what to do. UGM showed me that healing begins with the heart, with understanding how much we are loved by a good God. My kids and I started over with a whole new foundation. Real people, real change. Union Gospel Mission.
Think of North Idaho Events as your business development advisor. We produce events of all kinds: trade shows, themed expos, fundraisers, corporate workshops, and more. We will discover the most appropriate event that your company can most opportunistically shine. We provide the platform to feature local businesses in front of a high quantity of their ideal customer. Share your story with April Howard over a cup of coffee so she can most appropriately guide you and your business into new heights and create a most mutually beneficial relationship.
Welcome to a new kind of talk show, Spokane Talks, where you find news, views, and conversations that include respect for opinions, facts, and diversity.
Spokane Talks, Saturdays at 8 a.m. on Fox 28.
Anytime Fitness. Sabrina, how are you today?
I'm good.
Good. I'm going to have you move a little more
Sure.
closer to the microphone so we get you.
Okay.
You and I had a fascinating talk last week about your business, and you came back to Spokane, didn't you?
I did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Well, for the last 30 years, probably every other year or so, I've asked my husband, can we move back to the Spokane area? And I left when I was pretty young, only 12, but I've just always missed it. And one day the stars lined up, and we got out of Dodge and got back to where I've just always wanted to be.
And the last Dodge was Seattle area, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, and things got to be, let's face it, over there are expensive and everything else that's going on. And
busy.
And my guess is Spokane looked a lot better by the day, didn't it?
Yes,
Yeah. So
just slowing down a little bit and getting back to the people.
Yeah, because we only have one chance at this life, you know. Let's enjoy some of it. Okay, so tell the folks that are watching about your background. What is your background?
So for the last few years, I've been working chiropractic and helping people with nutrition and taking x-rays and showing x-rays and things like that. So helping people feel better.
Okay. I wrote down on my notes here, let's do it. And that was in reference to something that you and your husband talked about one night, right?
Are you referring to the big move here?
Yes, I am
Yes,
referring to
yeah,
the big move
yeah,
here. Yes.
Yeah. So one day my husband sat in about 2 hours of traffic and got the mail on the way in, and our property taxes had gone up to $7,500. And mind you, this is not acreage. This is a little neighborhood.
Right.
And
It had gone up that amount.
yeah, it had gone to $7,500
Oh,
a year
okay.
was going to be the next year's
okay.
payment. And you know, I asked him, I'm not kidding you, every 2 years, hey, let's go to Spokane.
right.
Let's live somewhere slower, better, you know.
Right.
And he just said, let's do this. And I did not hesitate. I have a friend that's a realtor. I called her right up. Our house sold in 3 hours, and boom, the next week I was on a plane to find a house.
It was meant to be then.
Yes,
It was meant to
yes.
be. Wow, I think that's so exciting. So here you are coming to Spokane, Washington, coming back to Spokane because your husband had he grown up here?
No.
So you're coming back, he's figuring this out. This is a new place to go,
Yeah.
right? And you're back, you're looking for a house, but you're also looking to get employed or bring some dollars in as well, right? So tell me about that exploration.
So I went to work pretty quickly, and my husband was working remotely for Amazon.
Right.
And life was great. He was, you know, riding the Centennial Trail on his bike
Yes,
and out
yes.
for his runs, and we were getting to know our neighbors and seeing what cows were all about that came up to the fence, and life was going along pretty good,
Right.
you know.
And then
And then, as a remote employee for Amazon, my husband was basically in a situation where his position was going to no longer be remote.
Ooh.
And it was kind of a long drive to the office. So
yes.
we thought about, well, you could have an apartment and come back on the weekends, but that wasn't what this was all about.
No,
This was
no, not
about,
at all.
you know, getting back to just basics, having a garden, slowing down. And so he started exploring, well, okay, I'll do something different. And he came to me with the idea of doing a franchise, and I said, oh, no. No, I don't think so. We looked at a couple different things, and then he came to me with, you know, hey, what about this Anytime Fitness?
Okay.
And I liked some of the things that they had to say, and he
Okay.
put some pretty good points in front of me. You know, you don't have to be healthy to be here. I have a heart for helping people. I've helped people with weight loss
Yes,
journeys, and
sure.
I liked some of the things that they had to say, you
Right,
know. You can be a health enthusiast, you can be really into it, and everything you need to work out is there. But what about the other people that were afraid to come in the door or had a bigger journey ahead of them?
Right.
I started to think about it and thought this wasn't such a bad idea.
Wow. You tell the story, and I think this is absolutely fascinating because one of that, well, call a fringe group, not the right word, but out there is that group of heavy-set folks, heavier than normal.
Yeah.
And you told me that they're intimidated when they go in.
Yeah.
And even to get into the fitness center, wherever it is, tell the story about how many times they literally drive up and never
Sure.
go in, before they go in.
Well, as someone who's been plus size and
Okay.
been part of that journey, it's scary. You feel that you're going to be judged, and
Yeah.
and so
Everyone's going to watch you.
yeah.
What is he or
and-
she doing here?
And the assumption that
Yeah.
you're there to lose weight, but maybe you're there to, you know, move
Feel better.
play with your children,
Yeah.
keep up, go on a hike. You know, the reason that somebody would go to exercise is many reasons,
Yeah.
you know, and all weight loss doesn't happen in the gym. Some happens in the kitchen. So
Right.
you feel judged. And so we took a step that we are the first and only plus size certified gym in Washington State. I
Wow.
hope that soon we will have many others joining us. But yeah, there's a whole segment of people that will sit outside a gym and think about going in, and maybe it's 5, 6, 7 times before they get brave. And then what if,
Yeah.
when they go in, they're met with a stigma, a bias, a judgment? Then
Yeah.
guess what? We've ruined their opportunity to become healthy.
Yeah, the
to
trainer
take
walks
the
up
first
to the
step.
thin person or something like that.
Yeah. It could be anything. It could be a chair that
Yeah.
looks like it could crumble under me, you know. So our facility has, you know, chairs, scales, equipment that will accommodate any size body.
Wow.
And then also the heart to help a person. You know, we're there every step of the way for as much or as little help as someone would want to get to the goals that they're interested in getting
Right.
to.
I got to ask, are you having fun?
I am having fun.
Why?
Just watching people take those first steps
Yeah.
and being a part of it, you know, showing how to do things.
That you're
Just
changing lives.
Changing lives,
Yeah.
yeah. Sitting down and helping people find the heart of what it is,
Right.
you know, their reason.
And it may not be going from 250 pounds to 100 pounds. It may be getting to a point where you can sit on the floor with your grandkids
yeah.
and play a game and things
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And just feeling better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might be going to the grocery store and spending the day shopping and not being out of breath. It might be, there's so many reasons. It might be just feeling better about yourself.
You got a new shop. How long have you been open?
We opened on November 8th.
Okay.
And it's beautiful.
Yes.
And we one of the things that I'm super proud of is how shiny and clean we're keeping
Yes.
it. And some of the amenities we've done is we change shower curtains throughout the day. We have a towel service, bath mat service, coffee, tea. You know, we've tried to just make it a community gym where you feel like you belong and you feel like you can stay a while.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. And you're out there with some others that are doing the
Yeah,
same kind
yeah,
of thing,
yeah.
but a whole different look. I was impressed because you sent the videos last night, and I looked at a couple. We're showing them now, matter of fact. Just how nice your place looks.
Thank you.
You know, and I think it's for all of us, that intimidation of going in that you expect to look a certain way. And don't we want to welcome in the person who doesn't maybe look that way but wants to get healthier?
Yeah.
That's what it's about,
Yes.
okay? So anyway,
Yeah.
how can people find you?
Well, they can find us on Facebook. They can call us at 509-348-2888.
Okay.
And they can also come in, just pop in for a tour during staffed hours. We're there Monday through Thursday, 11 to 7, 10 to 1 on Fridays and Saturdays, and other times by appointment.
Okay.
Also can send us an email if they have some questions at SpokaneValleyWA@anytimefitness.com.
And where are you out there?
Oh, we're on the corner of McDonald and Sprague, right in front of
Okay.
Yokes, next to the bank there.
You have any specials?
Yeah.
Any opportunities?
Yeah. Come on in and I think this year, how about let's not do a resolution.
Yeah.
Let's just take a first step and join for $1 and start a journey
For $1.
for $1.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a really darn good deal.
Yeah.
And she's looking at me like, and I expect to see you out here too, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Again, I was impressed with the facility and all that,
Thank
and
you.
having met you last week, and your intent to treat everybody with care and all of that, that really makes a difference. Because some of us are tired of going into places, not that I've done it for a few years, you can tell by looking, but going in and it's the jock that's over there that's going to take care of you, and he'd rather take care of the young thing over there that is in good shape and not the 73-year-old, okay? So I'm glad that you're really working to help anyone who wants to feel better and maybe look better.
Yes.
As well, right?
Yes. Whatever their goal, we're there every step of the way.
Anytime Fitness. Great. Welcome to the community.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to talk about what's coming up at the Civic Theater right after this.
Once again, it's that time of year. Local 29's down here at River Park Square for the annual Christmas tree build. This year we just had an overwhelming outpouring of support from our membership. It took just a little over 10 hours with about 30 volunteers.
Well, the tree is 50 feet tall. It has a 4-foot star on it, has 10,000 LED lights, and roughly 2,700 ornaments and 869 branches.
The tree is centrally located here in the atrium of River Park Square. It's one of the big attractions here throughout the month of December. Santa sets up shop out front down here for all the kids to come down and visit. It's just another great event for Local 29 to have the opportunity to give back to our community.
I'm Jade Becker and I'm a senior at Chewelah High School. I'm at STCU's Money Live event. In this scenario that we played today, I was a realtor. My spouse was a city worker. We had an 11-month-old child and there was a lot of spending for that child, like diapers and formula and had to buy toys and clothing. I'm very glad that I had this experience. It was super helpful. You need this to get far and ahead in life. I'm Jade Becker, and STCU is here for good.
Hi, this is Larry at River Ridge Hardware. Just wanted the opportunity to show you a little bit about our Christmas. We have Christmas tree stands. We have ornaments that you won't find anywhere else. We have the small Christmas lights. We have the tube lights that you can run up and down. We also have a massive amount of snow shovels. Come on out and visit River Ridge Hardware.
Welcome. Welcome back. Michael Williams from the Spokane Civic Theater. It's a mouthful. I don't know why I had trouble with that. I hear there's some other plays coming up, and of course the inside joke is, and the people in the studio know, my granddaughter is currently playing in It's a Wonderful Life. She's never been on stage before.
Well, you wouldn't be able to tell, let me tell you.
Yeah, I know. And the director was here a couple weeks ago and said, what? You know, and what's so fun is it was her idea, which says a lot. And went to her mom, and her mom, my daughter, is A Wonderful Life is my daughter's favorite movie. Okay, every year.
How can it not be?
Yeah, I know. I think for all of us and so forth. So I have tunnel vision, Michael. I only know about It's a Wonderful Life, but I understand there are other things coming down the road, and you're on top of things, and I don't even know the names of the plays. So tell me what's coming up first.
Absolutely. So coming up January 10th, we've got a lovely show in our studio theater called Present Laughter.
Okay.
It is a classic comedy, kind of a farcical situation about this guy named Gary Essendine, who is a matinee idol, being that he is a performer, and he's constantly, constantly performing.
Oh, Lord.
And he maybe has some
have visions of how that's going to be.
Indeed.
And I'm probably not far off, am I?
Probably not. And it, like I said, it's a classic comedy, premiered in the early years of World War II.
Okay.
When kind of the type of life that Gary is living was kind of especially threatened.
Oh, okay.
But it really just follows his kind of dalliances in love and, let's say, not love.
Okay.
So that's coming up January 10th.
Now, this is intriguing. I'm going to have to go to see what this is about. Huh?
It's phenomenal.
And it's in your
studio theater.
Studio theater.
Yes.
Okay, and that's how many does that seat?
80 to 90.
Okay.
About.
I thought it was less than 100. I couldn't remember exactly.
Yeah.
And that really allows for the audience to really be there on set, if you will, right? To be
especially with this show.
Okay.
Especially with this show. You are fully right next to everything that's happening, especially if you're at the lower seats.
Okay.
You are right there. You don't get spit on.
Okay.
But you're just right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
But about that close to the path of
exactly.
spitting.
There you go. That's the hope anyway, right?
Yeah, God. Yeah. Okay. So what are tickets for that run?
So that's $25.
Okay.
And then we have...
And how long will that run?
That will run from, let's see, January 10th
right,
through February 2nd.
Oh, okay. So almost a month, basically a month.
Pretty most of our shows run about a month.
Right. Yeah, but you put A Wonderful Life, you shortened it up a little bit in timing, didn't you?
Well, usually we would do a 5-week run for our holiday show.
One. Okay.
But we had to shorten it to 4 weeks just due to the way this year was scheduled, as it were.
Yeah, I've got one of our anchors who's coming back from TCU on his school break, and last year he was here almost 4 weeks. This year he's barely over 2.5 weeks.
Yep.
That's just how it worked out.
Things happen.
Okay. So, something in the main theater upstairs, right?
So our next show on our main stage is called
After a Wonderful Life.
After It's a Wonderful Life, yes indeedy. So our main stage show is our next musical.
Okay.
It's called A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder.
Ooh.
And it's kind of a murder mystery. Or I guess maybe even less of a mystery because you know the guy that did it, but you don't know if he really is going to get away with it in the end. his name is Monty Dicewith.
Okay.
And he is, yes.
Where do these writers come up with some of these names?
Right. And he is heir to he is told that he is heir to the Dicewith family.
Okay.
Who is a very lofty family in Old Britain.
Okay.
And he sets off, he's 8th in line, and due to a love interest, he sets off to off his relatives to become first in line and get the throne. So, it's a very fun play. There's actually...
And this is a musical?
It's a musical, yes.
Okay.
It's kind of in the style of like maybe a Monty Python.
I was thinking that, yeah.
So it's very fun, lots of murder, but it's funny murder, if you will.
Okay. Now, has that been cast yet?
Yes, it has. It's been cast, and they have...
Have you announced it yet?
Yes, our
okay.
cast list is all up on our Facebook
Okay.
page and our website.
Okay.
We're very thrilled with the people that we have.
Okay.
And Troy Nickerson is directing.
Okay, yes.
He's one of our
He's
resident
been around
directors.
for a while doing these.
Yes, he has, and we're so happy to have him.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's going to be a really fun show. The thing I really like to mention about that show is that there is a really fun role for one actor that gets to play 8 different roles.
Oh my gosh.
And if I could, I would like to list the different roles. So one actor plays Lord Adalbert, Lady Salome, Major Lord Bartholomew, Lord Asquith, Asquith Jr., Lady Hyacinth, Henry, and Reverend Lord Ezekiel. And that is all of the family members that get...
He plays all the ones that get killed?
He plays all of them.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's going to be a very fun role.
Okay, so who's
for
playing that
actor.
role?
I don't actually remember the name right now off the top of my head, but it is going to be a very fun role.
No kidding.
Yes.
Lots of changes of costumes and everything
Oh,
else?
so many quick changes.
Oh, my gosh,
So many quick changes. That's going to be a very, very lively backstage.
Okay. Yeah, I would bet. Okay, so tickets for that, when do they go on sale?
They're on sale right now.
Well, then get going, folks.
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. And you can call our box office Tuesday through Friday, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m.
Okay.
And that is 509-325-2507.
Yeah.
Or you can get your tickets online at SpokaneCivicTheater.com, and that's theater with an R-E.
Right,
So.
right. Yeah, I've learned how to spell things now. You know, through high school and college, I spelled it a different way, but you know,
Fair enough.
I've learned. You know,
Sometimes you
okay,
gotta
we're
switch it
giving
up.
away some tickets too, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
Okay, so how are we doing that? Help me, people. Are we going to put a post up, or are we going to tell people to? Yes. Okay. So what you're going to see over the next few days is a post for both of the plays. Okay.
Yeah.
One might be before the other. And you need to go on Facebook and sign up and follow the instructions there. And we're going to give away, I think, 3 pairs of tickets to each of those shows coming up.
Yes, indeed. Each
All right.
opening night.
Yeah, opening night.
Opening night,
Oh, my
indeed.
gosh, opening night.
So you'll be
right.
one of the first.
Yeah. Now, if they get it to the first one that starts on the 10th, are there reserved seats?
No, there are not.
Okay.
So our studio
So
theater
you
is
can
all
get a
open
spitting
seat.
or non-spitting seat.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
And then the Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder does open on the 24th of January.
Okay, and that runs for?
Yeah, it runs for about a month through
month.
the February 23rd.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
And I just got a note from the Civic on picking and suggesting for next year.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. You're going to have to help me with that. I had problems with the email.
Oh my! Well, we'll have to get that situated.
Yeah,
for
I need someone under 30 to help me with these kinds of things. Okay.
No problem.
Michael,
no
thank
problem.
you. Thanks to
Thank
everyone
you.
over there. I will have to tell you from a personal standpoint, I've heard nothing but good things from my daughter in terms of the staff and the other players in the play and everything. And my daughter, who thought this was going to be a very laborious process to take Addie over all the time and all that, has said nothing but great things about everybody. So
That's fantastic.
Of course, I call my daughter now the stage mother.
Oh.
And she said, "Oh, I'll never be a stage mother." Oh, yes, you are now. Okay.
Love it.
So
Thank
if
you
you
so
see
much.
her, say that, okay? Hey, we're going to take a quick break and we'll come back, and we've got really kind of, I think, a very interesting project to talk about right after this.
Think of North Idaho Events as your business development advisor. We produce events of all kinds: trade shows, themed expos, fundraisers, corporate workshops, and more. We will discover the most appropriate event that your company can most opportunistically shine. We provide the platform to feature local businesses in front of a high quantity of their ideal customer. Share your story with April Howard over a cup of coffee so she can most appropriately guide you and your business into new heights and create a most mutually beneficial relationship.
Welcome to a new kind of talk show, Spokane Talks, where you find news, views, and conversations that include respect for opinions, facts, and diversity.
Spokane Talks, Saturdays at 8 a.m. on Fox 28.
Hi, this is Kurt Stockwell with Well Dressed Walrus. We are a local website design and development company here in Spokane. What we do is build beautiful, usable websites for local businesses. A website needs to be beautiful. It needs to be usable for your users, your customers, and yourself. Contact us anytime. We'd love to talk with you about your online marketing.
Welcome back. Kent Adams here. And David, well, yeah, I mean, I get all these emails, and you know how sometimes it shortens it? Sometimes I get just a J, and it doesn't have room for the rest because you're replying to me or something like that. But David Key, and you're with ASEA Redox.
Yes.
And, okay, that's a mysterious name, and I was questioning how to pronounce it and so forth. What is that all about?
That's an interesting question. It's not a simple answer, but I'm going to deviate a little bit from it.
I'm a simple man. Make it as simple as possible.
So the brand isn't what's so relevant, and we're going to talk about that in a minute, but what's more relevant is what's in it. And so if somebody wants to learn, and that's kind of an interesting topic, the topic is the ingredient of redox, R-E-D-O-X, and that's kind of a sciencey term, but it's a cellular healing supplement that is different than anything else.
Because we hear redox all over everywhere, don't we?
A little bit, yeah, especially people that read medical journals and sciencey journals. Absolutely. And it's basically electrical molecules in our body that heal. So the ASEA, A-S-E-A, is the brand.
Okay.
And redox is where people would research it because it's the contents.
Right.
Just like if they were researching a soda or something, they might research sugar.
Okay.
They'd research the ingredients and what it does. Amazing results with people that have had some challenges and are not trying to make a disease-specific topic.
Right.
But a little later, I think you're going to embed a video that we did with a gal that has a very dramatic story.
Yeah, we did something earlier we're going to play here in a few seconds, but amazing results with her son who has disabilities and, and so forth. And we're not suggesting that this is a cure-all for anything.
Correct.
Right. We're not trying to sell medicine.
Right.
Okay. We're trying to really get the body to do what it would normally do or should do on its own to help energize that. Do I have that?
There you go. Yes.
Okay.
End of the interview. We're done.
Okay, we're done. Thanks for watching. No, I'm kidding.
No, but it is what it does. It does empower the body to heal.
These aren't chemicals that you've come up with and
correct.
Things, right.
It's native to the body.
Okay.
And these molecules are made naturally by everybody's body, every living thing, every rose, every alligator, every human, and the body makes them naturally. So when people say, well, why would I supplement with it?
Right.
And the logic to that is as we age or have circumstances, maybe toxins or maybe things that happen, we might, that our body makes less of the molecules, so we're getting less of the messengers that signal the body to heal.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's all these are. They're
So
messengers within the body.
Okay.
So people say, well, what about? And they think, is it a mineral, a vitamin, a juice, and a water, a CBD, a whatever, an oil? And it's none of those things.
What is it primarily, though?
It is signaling messengers that are somewhat, I would like to analogy of electrical. It's not a digested product. You can put it in a wound or in your eyes or in your mouth, and the saliva in your mouth activates the molecules, and now they're running through your body looking to heal. So athletes use it because their body is breaking down cells.
Yes.
Health challenged people use it. People that maybe aren't as young as they used to be.
Right.
Most everybody.
Yeah.
Anybody that has
why are they looking at
anybody that has skin might use it.
Yeah.
So different people use it for differing reasons. But really, the change in our conversation might flow to why we do this.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a business. That's part of it.
Okay.
But when you were talking to Sabrina earlier today, she was talking about the heart.
Yes.
And the changing of lives, and then she had some specific focuses, and that's really what life is about. And you'll see that in the interview we do that's recorded. It is about the heart and changing lives.
Well, a matter of fact, about that, let's set up the recording, which we did earlier with somebody in Florida, right?
Yes, Kim.
Kim, and set up what the situation is.
Sure. So we market this by word of mouth.
Okay.
And I didn't know Kim, my wife and I didn't know Kim, and they had made a phone call. And were looking for something for their son. And they called a guy, and he said, well, have you heard of redox?
Okay.
And that's sort of the shortened story. And they said, no, what do we do? How do we learn? And they started learning. The parents started trying the molecules for themselves to experience it before they introduced
That's probably
to their son. And
Yep.
I forget his age exactly, but roughly 20.
I think you're right.
And he had some mental deficiencies, and before they introduced it to him, that he had some extreme challenges, and she doesn't even elaborate them a lot on there, but he had emotional outbursts, several seizures, all kinds of things that were challenges for that family. And so they decided to try it. And he had some amazing results, and I'm not trying to make a cure claim like we said.
Right.
But you'll see in her heart, I'm surprised she didn't tear up when she was telling.
Yeah, I was kind of almost expecting.
Yeah,
that.
I was too.
As a parent of somebody with disabilities,
right?
You know, you're sensitive to that. Okay?
Oh, extremely.
You know,
and we've heard lots of stories like that: birth defects, health challenges, car wrecks. And they go on, and we can lead people at the end how to see some of those.
Yeah, let's do this. Let's take a look at that we recorded earlier, and we'll be right back after that.
That's great.
David, there's some practical experience that you can share with us because you have somebody remote right now that has kind of learned how to improve life a little bit, right?
Sure.
Who is that and what's that about?
Her name is Kim. She's in Pensacola, Florida.
Way across the country.
Yeah, and she's what I'll call a relatively new friend of mine. It's come into our awareness because her family was looking for some health healing applications that might work for her family, and they found some amazing results, and Kim's standing live to tell a little bit about her story and maybe some of her family members.
Well, welcome, Kim. Tell us your story a little bit.
Hi, thank you. Thanks for having me on. We first met David when we were looking for something to help our son's health. He's had a lot of medical problems over the years. He has brain activity that gets out of control, causes him to fall down, maybe have jerking and twitching, very hard. He has those multiple times a month. We've been looking for a long time. He's 20 years old, and when we found this, he was just 19, and we were really desperate to find something to help him have a better quality of life.
Yeah.
It's just spectacular what it's done for him. So
what has it done?
Well, the first thing I think I would say that has been the best thing is his energy level. It was the first thing we noticed.
Really?
He's always been very lethargic and tired and droopy. He had a lot of dark circles under his eyes. We noticed that his language skills, as months have gone by, his language skills have improved, the words he's using. It's so fun for us to see the little things that he can say and his thought processes that are coming together now that were not possible before this.
Wow.
He's mentally 5. So, he's 20, but mentally he's only 5 years old. And we see changes every day, every week that show us how his mind is changing and growing.
And that change
really
has come because of what?
I'm sorry?
And that change has come because of what?
The changes come when Daniel started taking the redox signaling molecules. He's been on it about 1.5 years, and I believe that for him, it's giving him more energy to do things during the day. It's giving us the ability to speak with him a little easier. It's easier for other people who aren't around him much to understand him. and he can carry a conversation with people. That just wasn't really possible before.
Wow.
His cognitive awareness, we think, is improving all the time. Now, we know he has a long way to go, so.
Right. And I know my wife enjoys calling Daniel and chatting with him, and it's just refreshing to see the changes in him. Kim, I thought maybe you'd like to little share something, not about his technical diagnosis, maybe the frequency of his seizure episodes,
yes,
and the intensity and how that's affected him.
Good question.
Over the
Sure. Yes. He has had these episodes since he was 2.5 months old. They can be very long. They started out 45 minutes long sometimes. Over the years, he's just had thousands. We saw in the first few months a gradual decrease at about month 3 of being on the redox molecules. We saw a shift in his pattern of these episodes that caused us to feel that as we increased his dosage of the molecules, he continued to have longer periods of time between each episode.
Nice.
So he would go from having, say, 1 to 3 a week to 1 to 2 a week. And then as things have progressed, he got down as much as 1 a week. So it's quite an improvement in a child's life to have that many less episodes.
And
so we're very pleased with that.
Much nicer for parents too, right? And family.
Yeah, yes. He's a sweet boy, and it just breaks our hearts when he has these, and sometimes they're very hard, and they're extremely taxing on his body.
I can imagine.
He's exhausted.
Sure.
And so it's great.
Kim, we just started
Yes.
chatting with you, and we got off onto Daniel. But for the audience, maybe you can share what I already know about you. I call you a brainiac, and I think that's my humorous term for something that's not to be taken lightly. Maybe you could tell about what a cytotechnologist is that you are. I think that's how you say it, and how you are able to embrace this technology as a brainiac, understanding this and being willing to introduce it to your family.
Sure. Thanks, David. Being a cytotechnologist, which you got right on the first time, I look at cells under a microscope. So my studies have been in cells since 1992. So I've had a lot of experience with the changes that cells go through. My biology background helped me understand what these molecules would do for the body even before we even took them. Having the biology background helped me probably come to that acknowledgement much sooner than maybe some people, but the fact is that these molecules are just wonderful cellular renewal molecules. They get into the body, they do their job, and they're amazing when you have enough in your body. The work that they do to help heal from the inside out. They help your cells function so much better. And it's just like having your own personal little healing molecules inside you every day.
So they're doing their message.
Is there another part of that you'd like me to?
I think that was pretty good. I think basically for the audience, the molecules are sending messages within the body to do what the body could do anyway. It's not a cure claim, but it's just enhancing the body's ability to do what it's sort of designed to do when it's running healthy.
Nice.
Is that right?
Yes, exactly. We already have these molecules in our bodies. Our cells make them. They're byproducts of our energy process. So if our cells weren't making energy, pretty much none of us would be functioning.
Right.
But because our cells are making this energy, these reductive and oxidative molecules are created, and that's what helps the cells talk to each other, helps your immune system respond to needs in the body wherever that may be. And we need these molecules, and by replenishing them, especially say in someone like my son's case, well, that just makes the healing process that much better for him.
Yeah, sure.
He was, yeah.
Well, that's great. Thank you.
Thank you,
Kim. We appreciate your sharing the story and the technical information too, because you come from both sides. And as a parent of a Down syndrome child, there's nothing worse than watching your kids not succeed as much as you want. And I'm pleased to see that you're experiencing that now.
Yeah, so
Yes,
her
thank
son
you.
has a different circumstance.
Yes, yes.
But you're right. When you have a family
We want
issue,
everything for our kids.
Right.
We really do.
Yes, and we're pleased at the progress he's made.
Oh,
It may not reach the level where we are,
right.
but that's okay. He's making progress for his level,
Perfect.
and is making him have a better life.
Great.
And we're extremely pleased with that.
Well, thank you for sharing.
Thank you, Kim.
Thank you.
Thank your
You're welcome.
family. We appreciate you so much. Thanks for sharing.
Thanks.
We appreciate
right.
you.
It's kind of an amazing story there, David, in terms of what happened.
Yeah.
And none of us want to say or suggest that it's the same results will happen with everybody, because even medicine that's prescribed by doctors these days has a different effect on different people and so forth. And so you're not selling this and not doing this as medicine, but to stimulate what's already there. I got that. But this is more than what we've talked about with Kim and the results that you're seeing with friends and others. It's a business.
Sure.
And talk about that. Tell me what's involved.
Well, it's word of mouth marketing.
Okay.
And people like Kim learned, and so then they decide to share.
Okay.
And some of it is more about their heart, that
Yes.
they aren't in it for making money. They're in it for changing lives.
Okay.
Some people are in it for making some money or a lot of money, and that is their business style. And so how they decide to share it is up to them. So we meet them at their needs.
Okay.
And most of the lot of it is done online.
Okay.
A lot of it is by social media. So if people want to hear
Welcome
stories
to
like
the 21st century.
Yeah, if they want to hear stories like Kim's,
Yeah.
we can invite them as a
Okay.
private invite to a social media site that's invitational only. And so they could reach out, and we'll give our contact information at the end, and we can invite them to see those testimonials, so we're not making public cure claims.
Right, right.
But it is a business, and we share it and share from our heart, and with those that want to listen.
Now, how did you get involved? You told me before.
Screaming and kicking against it.
That's why I asked the question.
Yeah, you got me.
Yeah.
My wife came home, and we have a wonderful relationship, but it's going to sound a little adversarial when I chat a little more, but it wasn't really. She came home and said, "Look what I got," and I thought she was crazy.
Yes.
I thought she was nuts, and I probably.
But that might be for other reasons.
But yes,
Yeah,
that too. But I told her I didn't believe it.
Yeah.
And I tried to read the bottle, and I tried to do the research, and I still didn't believe it. And I had some amazing results within 2 days of an amazing, nasty ski wreck up on Mount Spokane.
Okay.
And I had some amazing results, one of which I'll be pretty brief about, but I was trying to fix the shredded face from the ice that I'd slid on.
Oh, no.
And I was trying to prove it didn't work, and I was spraying my face
Yes.
prolifically with the liquid to make the molecules work, and I was trying to prove it didn't work, and it did pretty good, and I didn't have a baseline, but I had a patch on my head that was like the size of a $50 bill.
Yeah.
Half of a bill size. And that patch had been there 4 years, and it went away in 2 days.
Oh, wow.
And so then I had to eat a little crow, and I said,
Yeah, no
maybe
kidding.
this works. And I went and toured the factory and met the scientist and realized that all of a sudden there is maybe something to that. And I gave it a maybe at that
Yeah,
point.
right.
And then all of a sudden
That
people
was
were saying,
generous.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know, I'm pushing 72, pretty hard. And
You're just a
I
kid.
had people who were saying, what are you doing? Why are you have the energy? Why can you walk better than you did a few years ago? Your look is different. What's going on? And because of that, people were saying, what are you doing?
Yes.
And then that became a sharing.
Yes.
And that's how the business evolved. And so it's about helping people and changing lives.
How can people learn more?
I was going to have that right up on the screen.
Okay.
They can come see somebody if they've already heard about it a little bit. The brand is ASEA, so if they've been approached by somebody, I would encourage them to go back to that. I'm not trying to get into
Take
that
over
word of
somebody,
mouth.
right.
And that's just like anything. If you were a car dealer, you'd go back to the car dealer you knew if you were learning about a new car.
Right.
Or they can see me. They can do a Facebook. My pages on all the instant messages, or the social media, I should say, are under J. David Key with spaces. The initial J.
What does the
David
J
Key.
stand for?
John. I'm
okay.
a John Jr.
Okay, my first initial is J, and it's John.
Yeah, and so I marketed and went to high school under that, and people kind of know me as that. My nickname is Dave. Yeah. But they also can not only say on Facebook or something like that, they could reach out to me by phone or by email, and my phone is 509-994-9875. I think it's on the screen, so somebody could take a screenshot of that or a picture. Right. And my email is KEY, the digit 2, at Comcast.net, key2 at Comcast.net. We've got scientific studies, we have genetic studies, we have athletic studies, and we're more about sharing the learning process than selling them something. So then they learn at their speed and decide if they want to learn more.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Well, thanks, Kent.
Thank you, and thank you
good to seeing
for
you.
arranging with Kim to tell her story.
Oh, she's a delight.
I think that's important for people to see that here's a family that got helped.
Sure,
and I talk about family because it's more than just the young man. It's the family. It affects
their
the
life
entire
has changed,
family.
and all their caregivers and everything. And so we can let them see other testimonials too if they reach out to me. Gladly. Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kent. I appreciate it.
All right. Have a great week, everybody. See you next week on The Pulse of Spokane.
The Pulse of Spokane is produced in Spokane, Washington by SpokaneTalksMedia.com, which is solely responsible for its content. The Pulse of Spokane is brought to you in part by Homes for You, Well Dressed Walrus, Spokane Firefighters Local 29, Creative Music Learning Center, and North Idaho Events. Ask the host a question, recommend a guest, or hear this program again on our Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Spotify, Apple Podcast, or SpokaneTalksMedia.com.